Beneath the Pacific lies a trench so deep it could swallow Everest with room to spare. Down here, sunlight never existed, and survival belongs to monsters evolution has made perfect. In this abyss, creatures hunt with detachable jaws, teeth that pierce skulls, and skills refined over millions of years, ensuring that if you crossed their path, escape would be impossible. But how did such predators become apex killers in the most hostile realm on Earth? To find out, we descend into the place where survival odds drop to zero. 10,984 meters down, the Mariana Trench is a world defined by extremes. The pressure at the bottom crushes anything unprepared, over 1,000 times what we feel at sea level, 8 tons pressing on every square inch. This is a place where steel spheres implode, and even the toughest submarines creak under the strain. Light, so essential to life on the surface, has never touched these depths. Here, darkness is total and permanent. The cold bites, hovering just above freezing, and the silence is broken only by the distant groan of shifting earth. If Mount Everest were dropped into the trench, its summit would still be buried beneath nearly 2 kilometers of water. No plant survives this far down. Photosynthesis is impossible, and the only energy comes from chemical reactions deep within the seafloor. Every living thing here has adapted to survive pressures that would flatten a car and temperatures that would freeze bone. Bones themselves are rare. Most creatures rely on soft, flexible bodies that bend instead of break. Sensors replace eyes, gelatinous flesh replaces armor, and movement is slow, deliberate, conserving precious energy. In this abyss, the rules of life are rewritten. Survival demands radical biology. Only the most specialized forms can exist here, shaped by millions of years of relentless selection. What thrives in this crushing darkness is not just unusual, it's unrecognizable compared to anything found in the sunlit world above. A goblin shark drifts through the abyss, its pale body nearly invisible in the gloom, but its real weapon is hidden beneath the skin. Lurking along the slopes above the trench, this predator doesn't chase. Instead, it waits, motionless, using electroreceptors in its snout to pick up the faintest electric signals, a heartbeat, a twitch of muscle, even in total darkness. When something wanders too close, the goblin shark's jaw explodes forward with the fastest strike in the fish world, measured at over 3 meters per second. In less than a third of a second, its entire set of nail-like teeth launches out from the skull, stretching almost 1/10 of its body length. Laboratory studies show the lower jaw can reach 3.1 meters per second, snapping shut before prey even registers the attack. This is not a bite, it's a slingshot, powered by elastic ligaments and specialized cartilage. The mechanism works like a crossbow. Muscles load tension, then release in a burst, sending the jaws shooting out to snatch anything unlucky enough to pass. At up to 12 feet long, the goblin shark dwarfs most deep-sea fish, but its slow, ghostly movements hide a weapon of pure speed. Dr. John McCosker, a leading shark expert, describes this jaw as one of evolution's strangest and most effective killing tools. In the crushing dark, where food is rare and mistakes mean starvation, this slingshot attack is the difference between life and death. The goblin shark's hunting style is a preview of the arms race that defines survival in the trench: specialized, precise, and utterly unforgiving. A fang-toothed fish, barely 6 inches long, opens its mouth, and the nightmare begins. Its fangs are so enormous that the lower pair would pierce straight through its skull if not for deep sockets carved into the bone, nature's solution to a mouthful of weapons that don't fit. These teeth are the largest, relative to body size, of any fish alive. If a person had teeth in that proportion, each one would be nearly 7 inches long, jutting out past the lips. When the fang tooth strikes, those backward curving fangs snap shut like a mechanical trap. Once prey is impaled, the hooked teeth lock it in place, making escape impossible. The jaws can't even close fully. Instead, the skull's reinforced architecture absorbs the force, preventing the fish from skewering itself. In the abyss, this is the face of pure predatory efficiency, small but engineered for a single purpose: to catch and never let go. A creature shaped by the ancient world still glides through the deep unchanged for nearly 80 million years. The frilled shark, often called a living fossil, is a relic from a time before the last dinosaurs vanished. Its body stretches over 6 feet, long and eel-like, moving with a slow, undulating grace. Along its jaws, nearly 300 needle-sharp teeth are packed into 25 rows, each tooth angled backward in a spiral that traps anything unlucky enough to enter its mouth. When the frilled shark hunts, it doesn't bite. It lunges forward in a sudden, serpentine strike and swallows prey whole, sometimes devouring animals half its own length. Dr. Sylvia Earle describes this predator as a glimpse into prehistory, a reminder that some lineages perfected survival so early, evolution had little left to improve. Stories of sea serpents and underwater monsters may have begun with glimpses of this real, enduring nightmare from the abyss. A barrel-eye fish hovers in the gloom, its entire forehead transformed into a clear, fluid-filled dome. Inside, 2 emerald green orbs drift and swivel, not fixed like ordinary eyes, but rotating through their chamber to scan for movement above and ahead. These tubular eyes grant a field of vision close to 180 degrees, allowing the fish to track prey and predators from almost any direction. In 2020, remotely operated vehicles captured footage of this optical marvel, confirming that the eyes can pivot inside the transparent shield, protected from the crushing pressure by the surrounding fluid. Dr. Hiroshi Yamanaka describes the barrel eye as a master of passive surveillance, never chasing, only watching, calculating. In the perpetual night of the trench, the barrel eye's silent, unblinking gaze makes it less a hunter and more a living security camera, always observing, never observed. Hundreds of giant amphipods surge toward a whale carcass, each one nearly a foot long, armored, and relentless. Their numbers blot out the water, forming a living tide that buries anything edible beneath a writhing mass of shells and claws. Mandibles snap and tear through skin that would stop most predators cold, but here, nothing stands a chance. Dr. Brad Taylor's 2022 submersible footage captured the frenzy. In less than 3 days, all that remained of a 40-ton whale was bone. The swarm doesn't just feed, it devours, stripping flesh and sinew with mechanical precision. Fights break out between amphipods as they claw their way to the richest scraps, but the swarm never stops. This is not a single predator. It's a collective hunger, a force of nature that can overwhelm anything that falls to the trench floor. A dragonfish glides through the black water, its body a ribbon of muscle and fangs. Hanging from its chin, a glowing lure pulses with blue light, bait for anything bold enough to approach. The dragonfish's eyes are tuned to this wavelength, letting it spot prey that can't see the trap. When a silhouette drifts close, the barbell flickers, and the dragonfish strikes with jaws lined by translucent, needle-like teeth. These fangs curve backward, locking prey in place the instant they pierce flesh. Each tooth glints in the faint light, optimized for impaling and holding, not for show. Predation here is silent and surgical, an ambush so swift that even the most alert prey stands no chance. In a 2023 analysis, researchers confirmed that these teeth maximize grip and minimize escape, a design honed for the deep's unforgiving hunt. No warning, no escape, just a flash of blue, and the hunt is over. Life in the Mariana Trench runs on a hidden current, one that doesn't begin with sunlight, but with chemistry. At depths where no plant can grow and no ray of light can reach, entire colonies of tube worms and bivalves cluster around cracks in the seafloor. Here, bacteria convert methane and hydrogen sulfide leaking from beneath the crust into energy, fueling a food web that supports everything from scavenging amphipods to the deepest snailfish. This chemosynthetic process, confirmed by a 2024 Nature study, forms the true heartbeat of the trench, but the balance is fragile. Deep sea mining proposals now threaten to disrupt these chemical flows, risking a collapse of the only energy source that keeps this ancient ecosystem alive. In the world's deepest abyss, even the most fearsome predator depends on this invisible engine. Even now, less than 5% of our oceans have been explored. As technology finally reaches the abyss, each new discovery in the Mariana Trench reminds us, Earth's most extreme predators aren't extinct. They're thriving just out of sight. The unknown still waits, deeper than our nightmares. What would you risk to see it?